Got bumped? That's the question we're asking today with our guests Laura Lemieux and Terry O'Brien, representing the Red Parka Pub Challenge Cup 49th annual. And this is a great event. Thank you for joining us in our Norcross Inferno down here. It's a little bit warm in our studio.
I don't mind it.
But it's cool on the slope. So 49th annual Red Parka Pub Challenge Cup. Give us a little bit of an overview. What is this race?
Terry, this is you. You're the historian here.
It started back, my dad started it with Al Nelson and Tony Ferrillo back at Tyrol.
Which was up in like Intervale, Jackson?
Jackson. Yep. And it was a locals race at the time, and it went for a couple of days. You know, it was a series. But that's how it started, and that was in 1973. And we've been running it ever since, with the exception of 1 year in the 80s where we had no snow, and then, of course, COVID, which did us in for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. It's not often that I feel young, but I'm happy to say I wasn't even born when this race started. This is fantastic.
Oh, man.
And the format of the race is a dual giant slalom with a pro bump. What does that even mean?
That means it's a hardcore ski race, 2 racers at a time, and partway down they have to go over a jump. Not a jump, a bump.
It's like a step down.
It's a bump.
Yeah.
So they just stay low and go
You
right
basically
over
sail and continue going through the gates. It's really, if you're doing it right, you won't even really notice.
And it makes it a fun spectator sport. Like, I think, you know, there are probably some people who want to see carnage. You watch NASCAR through the crashes. I'm not saying that's me, but you really don't see that because, first of all, these skiers are really good, and they take that bump in such stride, but it still makes it really fun to watch and participate in.
Yep. It's totally a different race than anything else that goes on in the Valley at this point, anything that goes on really in New England or in the U.S. at this point.
Yep.
Definitely still a unique component to our race. The duel especially. I mean, if you're in the gate with your buddy and, you know, it's on. I mean, I think it's some of the best racing I've ever watched.
And this is a step up from Mountain Meisters. This isn't your average citizen's race. You see a lot of really good athletes participate in this one.
Yeah. Former Olympians, former NCAA racers, but also Meister-type skiers, too. That it's open to all abilities. It's not necessarily a high-level race, but it has that attraction because of the pro bump and just because of the legacy that Terry and her family, you know,
It used
started.
to be a take-two in barbecue. So we had a lot of people that were ski clubbers. They'd come up, and they knew they weren't going to make it into the afternoon.
Yeah.
So they'd take their 2 runs, and then they'd have a barbecue and hang out.
And that's part of it. It's the celebration, I think, of just like ski life up here in the White Mountains, and also supports a great cause. We'll get to that in a second. But new news this year, you guys have opened up a snowboarding division?
Yep.
Yep.
It took a lot of...
Are you nervous about that or something?
We have a committee of about, I don't know, there's about 12 of us, and it was there was some conversations, but we all came to the same conclusion. Snowboarding gives us another avenue to open up the race, to get more racers, to gain more interest, and then at the end of the day, just raise more money for ESSC, who you said we'd get to in a minute, so we can talk about that still. But basically, this is all the proceeds of this race are going to go to Eastern Slope Ski Club, and at the end of the day, the snowboard division is going to help us raise more money for that group.
Right. It brings in more money. It helps with the overall celebration, I think, of ski life up here. ESSC Junior Ski Program is the main beneficiary of this event. Tell us what they do.
Yeah, Terry, why don't you talk about that, because you can talk about the junior high race too.
ESSC provides free skiing for every kid in the Valley, and it starts in 1st grade, I believe, and they get a half day of school once a week. They get lessons with great volunteer instructors. If they don't have their equipment's provided for them, and this is at no cost to them. So it keeps skiing alive, and from this program, we've seen Olympic skiers. I mean, Tyler Palmer, Taryn Palmer, Chris Guptill,
Leanne.
Leanne Smith most recently.
Leanne Smith,
the Olympics.
Just incredible ski racers, and they started in this very program. We also give money and pay for completely the junior high state ski meet, and that's the Red Parka Junior Challenge race. We've been doing that for 35 years. So it's a state meet that the kids and parents don't have to pay anything for. The Red Parka Challenge Cup race pays for it.
That is fantastic. My favorite skier, Ellie Prue, congratulations, 6th overall in the girls' division last week. And it was a fantastic race. And to know that it's supported by such a great event is heartwarming.
It's a fun one.
So my other question is, you said a lot of people do this as a two-in barbecue. Is that how
Take two in barbecue.
Take two in barbecue. Is there going to be a celebration after the event at the Red Parka Pub, the best après-ski spot in the valley?
Well, it ends up there, but the celebration is usually right there at Ptarmigan's.
Okay.
And we do awards there. We've got a huge raffle that goes on, and just a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie.
And of course, the Ptarmigan's is the pub at Attitash. Terry O'Brien is. You're kind of like, I don't know if I want to say this. You're the matriarch now of, I think, ski culture here in the White Mountains.
The Grand Dowager.
Owner of the Red Parka Pub, and you are the driving force behind the Red Parka Pub Challenge Cup and all these great events that support our skiers in this whole community. So make sure you head to the Parka. She'll probably be there pouring beers. You can give her
clearing tables.
Give her a good tip. And just say thank you for all that you and your family and the Parka have done over the years.
It's been a journey, a fun one.
Have we missed anything, Laura? Is there?
Just like a quick roundup. Registration's open right now at skireg.com. Just search out Red Parka Challenge Cup. Registration's $85. Which is far less than a ticket to ski for the day. So $85
Think about that.
is crazy. $85 is going to get you 2 runs on course, 2 beer tickets, a raffle ticket, a hat. So we've got our new hat coming out.
Very snazzy.
And then just access to all the fun. What's that?
I said that's the key, is having a model wear it on TV, because if I came in wearing it, people would be like, I don't really need the hat.
I don't know if I earned this one, or I think this is a racer's hat, but I've skied in the race like twice, I think, 2 or 3 times.
Nice.
And it's at Attitash Mountain Resort. The racing's on Spillway. It's open to the public, so the public can come spectate from the base. And then the night before, just a real quick plug, going back to the Parka, the night before we do the bib draw, and we'll do raffles at that. All the proceeds, again, are going to ESSC. So that one's open to the public as well. So it's a lot of fun. People can come down, dine out, and then we do the bib draw so the racers learn, where they're going to be starting for the next day's race. Right. And that's on the 14th, and race day is March 15th at Attitash.
All right, so race day is March 15th. Pre-day March 14th, and if people want to register, should they just go straight to skireg.com?
Yeah, and you can just type right in the search for Red Parka Challenge Cup race.
And they can also get pledges,
right?
Which also gets us more money with pledgereg.com. So we've got our leading champion. He's won it 2 years in a row, Luke Tinkham. He's been out there working hard, getting money from people to sponsor him and his team, and we definitely, it's a battle.
Yeah, Luke single-handedly is just like raising $1,000 additional that will go to ESSC by registering and then getting people to support him as a racer. So it's a really cool little addition. We've raised a lot. We went from probably averaging $18,000 or so a year, and we've been around $25,000 the last couple of years just because of that addition.
Wow, the 49th annual Red Parka Pub Challenge Cup at Attitash. Race day is March 15th. Just ask Siri or Google Red Parka Pub Challenge Cup. It'll take you to where you need to go to register, or just come enjoy the fun. Ski Attitash for the day, watch some skiers, and now snowboarders going over the big pro-style bump, and then celebrate afterwards in Ptarmigan's and the Red Parka.
Perfect.
I think we got it.
I think we got it.
It is fun, and this is one of the big events. Anytime you see a kid in the Mount Washington Valley who is part of ski life, you can thank the ESSC for that, because not only are we raising Olympians here, we're also just raising skiers, people who are continuing this tradition of hospitality here in the White Mountains, teaching other people how to ski, working at the ski area in various capacities, and it all starts with the ESSC, so.
Absolutely.
Paying it forward.
That's it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
You're watching Outside.